Last month, images of a boy brushing his teeth turning into a razor went viral. Now, if you're not familiar with this is actually from a scary comic and it's got a relatively small following. So I was brainstorming to talk about for this month and this came to mind. So, welcome to Horror Stories with Accel. The Dead Girl in the Fridge. A university student with a father eager to help him move out and start a new life gets him an apartment in Horangs. After falling asleep in his apartment, the university student notices he can't tell what time it is based on how the apartment was set up and wants to use the bathroom, but notices the fridge was randomly open. He notices a problem with the bathroom light bulb and decides he's going to fix it when he can. But here's where things really start to get weird. When he's walking out of his apartment, he notices women gossiping about how his specific apartment was sold quickly after the last person called it quits, being terrified. They mention how he should have called an exorcist, meaning they knew there was something wrong with the apartment and that there's possibly a ghost in it. But the university student pays it no mind. He returns later and fixes the light bulb to then appearing all over the floor. Scared senseless, he runs to tell his landlord, but he takes a look and tries to convince him, "Oh, you must have seen some rusty water, that's all." Whatever that means. I'm literally a Floridian. I've never heard of that in my life, and the water's horrible down here. He then notices later again, his fridge was open randomly. But here's one of the moments that went viral on TikTok. The following morning, he was drained and exhausted and had bags under his eyes. He was paranoid out of his mind. He even states it. Until he starts thinking he's brushing his teeth normally, until blood starts gushing out and he realizes he has a razor in his mouth instead of a toothbrush. His paranoia really reaches a max. He then really starts paying attention to the apartment, even trying to record what goes on, but notices nothing. Until one night he starts falling asleep until a bloody, disfigured woman starts crawling out of his fridge. He was paralyzed in fear as she began to get closer and said, "You're not him," and he passes out. Shocked by what he had just seen, he approached his landlord and his landlord dismisses him by saying you can leave and pay for the apartment until he finds another tenant. The university student then decides to do research and he finds headlines: accused of girlfriend storing her body in the refrigerator. Suspect confesses to and murder. Suspect arrested for and that woman he just came across was killed, mutilated, and stuffed in the exact fridge in the same apartment. The university student confronts the landlord one last time about what he found, and the landlord tries to lie about what he knows, and the fridge is new allegedly. The university student realizes he's lying and calls it quits. He doesn't care about paying it off, all he knows is he wants to leave. I can't blame him. 2 weeks later though, they actually found another tenant for the apartment, and this new tenant might go through the same thing as him. All that's known is the victim's ghost is still lingering in the fridge, waiting to find the man who killed her. Wow, I think that story was pretty scary. The original telling place actually has some animation with some jump scares, so if you actually read it, there's actually something happening and actually scares you. Even though it's like a comic, it's still scary. I don't know how they do it, but they did it. I don't know, but when I was making the script for this, I don't know, my fridge opened randomly. I don't know, I think my house is haunted personally, but if I disappear, what happened? At least I gave y'all some kind of quality content, right? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff like this, make sure to leave a like, actually subscribe, and actually share, and actually comment, and I will really get back to you guys. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a happy October. Let me know what you guys are going to do down below.